Okay, good morning, Facebook. This is Omar Williams. And why am I coming to you live? I'm coming to you live because today is my sister's birthday. Her name is Nikki Williams. And let me tell you that her and I have had a unique journey, to be sure. We had a rough childhood, but I'm not here to harp on that. What I want to reflect on is the fact that I haven't been a good brother to my sister. And I want to say that to the world, not because I'm looking for any type of special attention or anything like that. Hopefully, this helps and speaks to someone. Basically, in this climate, this social climate of ours, right? A lot of tension, a lot of emotions running high. And I'm here to say that I too have made mistakes that um, I too have made that I'm not proud of and that I wish to correct. And one of the biggest mistakes I made is not answering my sister's call for help. So what time frame am I talking about? I'm talking about the time when my brother passed away back in high school. My junior year of high school, my brother committed suicide. Everybody knows that. And it left quite a huge chasm in our family, our nuclear family, if you will, which consisted of myself, my brother, and my sister at the time. Of course, my brother took his life, so that kind of changed everything for us. So anyway, uh, shortly thereafter, I graduated high school, went to college, and never to return, never to look back. Meanwhile, my sister and my mother were at war, you could say, at war in a house that I was free from, that I was safe from, and that I want nothing to do with. And despite you got to realize that technology wasn't what it is today back then. So the only means to get a hold of me was through a payphone. Um, that being said, Nikki over the years has tried to reach out and get a old big brother's love, and I was very unsuccessful in giving that to her. Mind you, I went through my own struggles. I don't want to make this too long because again, this is supposed to be happy birthday, but I thought that by revealing myself in this way that hopefully others can get an idea of what it takes to reconcile with someone in your life that you may have wronged, and you need like a release or peace from that, right? So right now the focus is on mental health. I've been a victim of mental illness since I was 4. Why do I say that? I say that because unbeknownst to me and my brother and my sister, my father took his life when I was 4, me being the oldest of 3 kids. We were reared by a broken mother. You know, I can't imagine what my mom went through with the reality that my father took his life and left her with 3 kids. That had to be rough. But I was on the receiving end of that, as well as my sister and my brother. So fast forward, a lot has changed in my life. I have fought for the peace of mind that I now have. I feel that I have come full circle. I'm here to tell you that I'm a living testimony of success. I have a great career, great family, great kids. And like I said, Nikki has been a pillar of strength. I can't even tell you the insurmountable odds she went through. And for her to have to endure the anguish that she's been subjected to as the younger of 3 kids, and have a big brother in myself not be there for her when she needed me. Wow. All right, so I gotta take off the glasses because my Might get a little hot in here, but it's all good. It's all good. I don't mind crying. You know, crying is a release. So it's all good. Nikki, if you watch this, know I'm happy. But I think this is a good way for us to start anew and to let the world know that we're human and that there's a lot of change, a lot of good change that could come out of this. All right. Like I said, going back to my sister. My sister has been through hell and back a dozen times. And like I said, I abandoned her. Facebook, I abandoned her. Yes, I was a teenager at the time, and I'm not proud of it. But it wasn't because I was like intentionally insensitive or like I didn't love my sister. I didn't know how to give her. I didn't know how to give my sister what she deserved or the love that she deserved. I didn't know how to love her like she deserved. But yeah, can't do that. All right, hold on. Let me put the glasses back on. Maybe that one. All right. So I'm good, Facebook. Don't even worry about it. I'm good. Let me back up a little bit. All right, I'm good. Okay. All right, I'm back. Okay. So, this is what a heart does that has been abused since childhood. You kind of treat or mistreat rather the people closest to you that love you, that have your back. My sister didn't deserve that. My sister didn't deserve for a big brother to abandon her when she needed me the most. She was 12 years old. When she opened the door to my brother and I's bedroom, and we saw him hanging there. And I don't know how I really don't know how she ever bounced back from that. I really don't. Like I said, I had a respite. I had an escape because I was a junior at the time, and I only had to hang around for another year and change, and then I was gone. Once I got to Lincoln University, I felt like everything was in the rear view, including my mom, including my sister. Every time I would get calls to, this was going on, I just froze. I really couldn't, I really didn't want anything to do with that pain anymore. But I digress. I know I'm all over the place. I didn't expect for this. I was just trying to say happy birthday to my sister, but this came out. I guess it was supposed to. So fast forward. A lot has happened in my life. I have come out of this quarantine with a 99-year-old woman who is my grandmother, who's still alive and well, kicking. Hopefully you guys will meet her. I'm gonna try to create like a YouTube channel with her and I. The goal is she has an ongoing bet that she's gonna be here until she's 105. So Facebook, I'm gonna need your help in pouring in the energy to keep her here until she's 105. Oh, actually, I hear her coming now. If she's coming, she's not gonna know what's going on. Hey, Nana. Yeah, I need you to come here for a sec. Today is Nikki's birthday. Here, come here. So you have to say hi to Facebook. Right now, people can see you.
Oh.
Yeah, you got to say hi.
Hi.
And hi. You know it's your granddaughter's birthday, Nikki. Yeah, today is June 11th.
Oh,
So she'll see this. Do you want to say happy birthday to Nikki?
happy birthday, Nikki.
Oh,
Your grandmother is sorry that I didn't remember the date, but there should be a package in the mail for you. I don't know whether you got it or not, but it wasn't for birthday. It was just for you. Okay, and whatever, you guys. Oh, you have to forgive me. I'm old.
all right. So
I'm happy.
check this out. I've been kind of like crying because I was telling Facebook how I felt bad that I abandoned Nikki back when Lawan passed, and I just wanted to wish her a happy birthday and tell her I'm sorry.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah, that
Okay.
So I just wanted to say I'm sorry, and that I want her to know that I'm my sister's keeper now. That she's my heart. I'm gonna take care of her. That I'm not gonna hurt her ever again. And
Wonderful.
yeah.
Okay.
But so we're gonna end this, Nana, on a lighter note, right? We're gonna end this on a lighter note.
Are we gonna sing happy birthday?
Well, we'll sing happy birthday. We'll sing happy birthday. But I think Facebook appreciate this joke. So like I said, tell them your name. Tell them how old you are.
I am grandmother Vera Williams, and I am 99
Let's see.
and a half years old.
Oh, wait.
Or maybe 99 and a half years young.
All right.
Whatever.
So you gotta tell them where you were born and when you were born. You gotta tell them your birthday.
I was born February the 18th.
That's right. Go ahead.
In 1921.
That's right.
February the 18th.
Where at, Nana?
In Camden, New Jersey.
Camden, New Jersey. But you were raised in where?
New Jersey, mostly New Jersey.
But where in New Jersey, Nana?
In Trenton, New Jersey.
There you go. Now, tell these folks. Now, we can't give them all the meat of what we plan to do in the next years or so. But tell them, how was it being quarantined with your grandson here?
Well, it was fine, really, because there was nothing to compare it with. So being alone with him was an extra pleasure, because when I'm here at the home by myself, it's just me. But it was comforting to know that he was here, and he was doing an excellent job of looking out for me. And what can I say? He's a good guy.
I love you. You know I love you.
I love him too.
Now check this out. We're gonna have to leave with a laugh. We got to leave the audience here with a little laugh. All right. So Facebook, like I said, I've been quarantined with a 99-year-old lady, right?
Right.
And I have been, even though I know I don't have the virus because I've been tested, I've been exposed to a 99-year strain of morning breath. And let's just say I have acquired a herd immunity toward it. I don't even think she just got what I just said. But anyway, we'll have that addressed at a later time. All right, it's a unique olfactory connection that is made when it is experienced. Let's just say, okay. That being said, Nana, I have to also tell these folks here that you have, at 99, you guys, there are 80-year-old cats around here prowling on my grandmother, because she come, saunter down the, like that.
Oh.
She, Nana, tell the truth. You tell them about your friends, the guys that call.
I have one friend.
One?
I have one male friend, although, what can I tell you? I have one male friend who's living.
How old, Nana?
I really don't know, but I imagine he's probably 90. We'll say he's about 95.
Nana, you sure he isn't 80? Come on, tell the truth. You robbing the cradle. You know you robbing the cradle.
I don't really know because he was a friend of my brother's.
All right, we can't say any names. Right. You can't say any names.
No. Well, I'll say. Well, he could be. I really don't know, but I would say if you say he's about 85, okay.
All right. So okay. So it's clear for the folks that are watching. It's clear for that's clear for the folks that are watching that you are being pursued, correct? Like you are being called and wooed and tickle my fancy or whatever that courted. How would you characterize your involvement? Because I do seem to recall a day in the past, a distant past, where I was unsuccessful in getting into this apartment because you happen to have the chain on the door. You recall that, Nana?
No, I don't, but I guess it could. It could be a natural. Well, I don't remember that, but at any rate, this is a friend whom I have known most of my life. Although when we were young people, we were in the different situations. We lived in different places. We had different friends. And we were different places in life.
Okay.
And I really knew him and his family. As a matter of fact, he had a brother who was my brother's very best friend. However, as time went by, my location changed. Mm-hmm. And I came back to the area, to Trenton. He was still living in the area. He had lost his wife. She had died.
Okay, now let me interrupt just for a quick minute, because I know you can go on and on and on. All right, so here's what we got to do. Yeah, Tracy just told me we got to, that's TMI, so we'll stop right there. All right, so here's what we're going to do. All right. Now, given today's social climate with the unfortunate killing of George Floyd, the pandemic and stuff like that, what is your outlook in terms of how you related to when you grew up, and what advice or what do you want the audience to know about your thoughts when it comes to that, and perhaps any pearls of wisdom you wish to share?
Well, I think we are at the stage where we really have to, if we want to be a nation of liberty and freedom from everybody, then we're on the right track. We have to demand. Nothing is given to us free. Liberty isn't free. It's always been fought for. There have been, during the time I was growing up.
Have a seat. You can sit right here. I'm sorry.
By the time I was growing up, we lived in a semi-segregated.
So you got to look straight at the camera, okay?
You should let me know.
Nana, you're gorgeous. Come on now. I have to trump you just to be close to your beauty, okay? Come on. Let's relax.
We grew up in a time we were semi-segregated, I'll say, because you were there were certain things that you could do, certain things that you couldn't do. Mm-hmm. And you were aware of them, but it was part of your living experiences with you and your family. So you didn't think too much of it. Mm-hmm. We didn't have contact with the police because in the area where I grew up, we didn't have a need to call the police. Mm-hmm.
So we have people joining in. So just so I'm gonna have to interrupt so people joining in and knows what's going on right now. This was supposed to be a happy birthday for my sister Nikki Williams, so that's still in full effect. Well, but right now we broaden our horizons. We're taking this moment because this 99-year-old kind of bogarted the situation. I was trying to exercise my demons and kind of pay homage to my sister. So this lovely lady came in, and so now we have to put the focus on her for a little bit. So now, My grandmother is Vera V. Williams. She is from the Vaughns. All right, that is her. We would say her surname, if you want to call it that, before she got married. Let's put it that way. So anyway, she was born February 18th, 1921. So she has quite a bit of history in this brain of hers, and quite a unique perspective, having just been born just after the Spanish flu, I guess, dissipated, and now she's been a part of a pandemic and countless other moments in history, and so she has quite a bit of quite a unique perspective that perhaps expressing it right now may lend something to each of you. So go ahead, Nana. You grew up in the 20s and 30s, and so now we're in this day and age, and
Right.
What do you have to say?
Well, I was fortunate, personally, I was fortunate in being raised in the Vaughn family. I was very fortunate because we were a very close family, and we were people of middle class standards. And we did not have problems with the police. We did not have problems with our neighbors. So
This is Trenton, New Jersey, right?
This was in Trenton, New Jersey.
And this was 19.
I was born in 1921.
Right.
But my earliest recollections, I was.
Nana, we're gonna take you deep. We're gonna exercise the brain. We're gonna show them what a 99-year-old brain can do. Okay, on Jesus, right? Jesus is your steroids. Is that accurate? Jesus is fueling this whole temple right here.
Jesus, you're saying?
Yeah, like he's the source of your.
Well, yes, I was brought up in church, and of course, I remember being in Sunday school. I remember.
That's right. Oh, I'm sorry. I have to interrupt. Tracy just reminded me. You have a sister that has a birthday today, do you not? You have a sister that has a birthday today as well.
No.
Yes, you do, Nana.
No, I don't.
Yeah. Her name isn't last name Coles.
No. Tracy's birthday was in October.
No, I said you have a sister.
My sister Betty's birthday was not in February.
No, Nana. Today, Nana, stay with me.
Today
is June 11th.
June 11th.
It is Nikki and Aunt Betty's birthday.
Oh. Okay.
So we have to say happy birthday, Aunt Betty.
Right. Well, my sister, I was thinking of her this morning.
Oh, you were thinking about? Okay, let's expound.
I was thinking.
Let's expound. Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Well, I was thinking of my sister Betty this morning because Betty was my little sister. Betty was 6 years younger, and I remember her very, very well. And I remember her being a little flower girl on the lawn of Route 206 at the big house farm where the Vaughn boys were raised.
So again, we have to give some heritage. So the big farmhouse on 206 is near the Rutgers. Not Rutgers.
It's across
Ryder.
Right across
Okay,
from Ryder.
okay.
And it is now the main office building of Ryder College.
Yes, ma'am.
But our grandfather was a gentleman farmer at that farm. It was a farm at one time, a gentleman's farm, and
So what's a gentleman's farm?
The gentleman's farm the gentleman was Dr. Russell, who was a retired professor from New York University or Columbia University, New York. He retired and bought that property. It was.
Keep going, then. That 99-year-old brain is magnificent. We got to show him.
He was the
It's
farmer.
on fire right now.
And
Facebook's
my grandpa, was his personal farmer.
Okay.
Now, it was a farm, but it was not a huge farm. I remember there was a barn and a couple of cows, and Grandpa would take me by the hand and go see the cows, and they go moo, and I would pull back. And there was a large farmhouse there where my father and his 6 brothers.
Dang,
and
6 brothers? Your father had 6 brothers?
My father had 6 brothers.
And how many sisters, Nana?
1 sister.
All right, can you name all 6 brothers?
My sister.
Can you name all?
Right,
Nana,
right.
I'm quizzing you.
Okay, I think I can. Now,
right.
now when you talked about my sister Betty.
Yes, ma'am.
Betty was a flower girl for Aunt Fanny.
Mm-hmm.
Fanny was the only living daughter of my grandfather. So
Gotcha.
my brother's only sister.
Okay.
Now that's how I remember. But there was the first brother was.
Well, before you do that, we gotta stay on Aunt Betty. I gotta stay on topic. I'm taking
All
you all
right,
over the
okay.
place. But guess what? I'm letting Facebook know just how amazing this 99-year-old brain is. You know what I mean? I have a little bit of that, so we have to flex that. So now let's back up.
Betty's birthday today.
Yes.
Oh,
because remember, Aunt Betty is Nikki's grandmother, godmother.
Well, I wish you had reminded me of that last night, because it's one thing, I'm not very good with birthdays because there's so many of us that I figured if I forgot one birthday and then remembered somebody else's, it wouldn't be very nice. So you just have to tell me. And but you're right, that's how Betty became Aunt. It was
Nikki's godmother. So let's take this time, because like I said, I already told the folks that I want to do a YouTube channel with just you and I. So we'll navigate through this in future episodes.
All right.
But let's just focus on Nikki and Aunt Betty. Let's focus on Aunt Betty for right now. So what I need you to tell the world is how you and Aunt Betty were growing up and what she meant to you now that she is with the Lord. Take your time. Take your time. I know I'm catching you at your. You're not quite your best, but your best is good enough. I trust me when I tell you, your best is.
Because I just got out of.
I know you just woke up, but this is why we got to show them this marvel, right? You are the sunshine, living and breathing right next to me. So I need you to show the world.
Well, Betty, of course, was my my first sibling sister. My brother was first, who was 4 years younger, and then Betty came along. She was 6 years younger. So if Betty was 6 years old, I was 12.
Okay.
So a 12-year-old sister had responsibility, of course. My mother always had, it just seemed natural to take care of each other. Because when I was even younger, I'm 12, the younger ones came along, and
She doesn't mean she's 12 now, folks. She's talking about the past. Just so we're clear. Because some people are jumping in. I don't want them,
Right.
All right, so.
So I was. We were just a family. We were a normal family, and there were times when we had our bedrooms. Betty and I had to share one.
Oh, you and Aunt Betty had the same room?
We had to share a bedroom, yes, when we were living on 41 Bellevue Avenue, and Faye and Jones slept together.
Okay.
So there were 4 of us.
Okay.
See?
Okay. All right. Come on. We need more of this. This is you and Aunt Betty. Let's go.
We were just family, sisters. We got along. We never had arguments and fusses. We were just a happy family. What one got, the other one got. But I always
would you say that we need that now, Nana? Because the family dynamic has been turned upside down.
It is. It's too bad, but we were always a close family, and that we got also from our parents, because our father was a member of a large family. As I told you, he had 6. There were 6 brothers. There were 7 of them, and we have pictures of them all in a row, and all had on their little suits that were exactly alike. And our grandmother.
We're talking about 6 brothers with matching suits.
Yes.
All right, then we only do that for weddings, I think.
No,
nowadays.
well, these are little boys' suits for Easter time. They had little knickers on,
so Facebook,
you don't
we're
even
talking
know
about knickers,
right?
and
but I'm saying we always were a close family, and we always celebrated holidays and things together. And most of the time, we were out on 206 at the house.
And again, this is actually that's
in,
Lawrenceville, right?
It's still in Lawrenceville.
Lawrenceville, which is
the
okay.
grandpa.
Okay, so remember, Tracy is like the matriarch right now, and she deserves that position.
Yes,
I
she
respect
does.
it. So check this out. She has prompted me. Thank you, cuz. You know how we do, me and you. So we have to also mention Aunt Shirley. We have to mention Aunt Shirley.
Right.
Aunt Shirley passed during this pandemic, right?
Yes.
She was also one of your sisters because you mentioned Joan, you mentioned Aunt Betty, you mentioned Aunt Faye. You didn't mention Aunt Shirley. So we got to mention Aunt Shirley, okay?
Right.
So Aunt Shirley, we love you. We know we weren't able to put you to rest in the proper way just yet, but we are thinking about you. We do love you. Nana, what would you like to say about Aunt Shirley?
Well, Aunt Shirley was the middle of the 5 girls.
All right, so now,
and then
what, Nana, let me guide you. All right, just, Facebook, this is how we roll. It's all good. All right, so you had one brother, Jesse, right?
My brother was named Louis.
Louis.
Louis
My
Robert.
history. I'm sorry. Yeah, correct me. See, the 99-year-old mind correct the 47-year-old. Okay, so we had Louis, we had you, we had Aunt Betty, we had
Shirley.
Aunt Shirley, we had Aunt Joan, and we had Faye. Okay, there we go.
5 girls.
5 girls, one boy. I'm sorry, I can't fit in the screen. All right, go ahead. All right, so go ahead. Go with Aunt Shirley.
Then Shirley came along, and then there was Joan and Faye.
Okay, Brent.
We all got along very well. But Shirley was the middle sister, the middle child when it came to the girls.
Mm-hmm.
And there's something about being the middle child. You've heard people talk about the middle child.
All right, man, you can't pull on this.
And I don't know, but there were times when I think because she was the middle child, I was the oldest, I'm out, and Betty was out, and she had a little difficulty sometimes. But she always meant well. I don't think there was any. She didn't have a mean streak, but she had the pressures for whatever happens. If we have to ask Dr. Phil. But the middle child often has a little difficulty. But then there were times when I would give her credit because she really was determined to get an education, and she did it all on her own financially. I'm saying that because that's important to know. But we'll get to that part at another time. We haven't gotten that far yet.
Okay, so back to again.
But we're at Betty. And then
right.
When Betty became old enough to go to college.
What college?
Go to college.
Yeah, which college?
Well, she went to West Virginia College.
Okay.
The war, World War II was going on, and Daddy was working in a war plant 5 days a week, and he would do his barbering work in the evening, and he was very happy in a way because he liked carrying his lunchbox to work. And our income had improved a bit. But
so what was in the lunch? What was? All right, go.
But my mother always had a habit. My mother could save and save and save. My mother went to a bank and got a loan to pay for Betty's education.
Okay.
And she received it, and when the loan was due, she paid it. And then the next year, when she needed the money for the next semester, mother could go right back to the bank, and they would give her the money again, and my mother made sure that those payments were made. And Betty went to school because of mother having to be able to get the loan from the bank. And of course, Daddy was working at the war plant at that time. And of course, I was a little older, and I guess if she was 18, going to first year of college, would she be about 18?
Okay.
Or 16?
I trust your mind, Nana. Just keep rolling.
I was out of college, and I have to plan this. I can't right off the top of my head, but I was working evidently. And I would send her, you know how sisters are. I'd send her a little something, so maybe some stockings or a little blouse that I saw and things of that sort. But Betty finished West Virginia, and when she graduated, she got a job teaching home economics at a woman's reformatory.
Where at, Nana?
I'm trying to remember.
Okay, go ahead. Take your time.
And then eventually, she got a job teaching in the school system, home economics, where she taught for, I guess, over 30 years.
Okay.
And I don't know what else you want me to tell you.
No, I basically just, you know, since it's Aunt Betty's birthday.
But Betty and I, we always had a good relationship. In fact, sisters, we never had arguments with each other. We never had ill feelings. You know, we would chat and this and that, but we always loved each other. We never had falling outs, or we were always supportive.
Oh, it was Clinton Women's Reformatory.
That's right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's where.
T. Ross, she got her back. Yeah, Clinton Women's Reformatory.
Right.
But basically, what I'm trying to get at, Nana, is that Aunt Betty is your sister, your first sister to pass, right? So now it's her birthday. Just kind of want you to, you know, freestyle basically, you know, maybe some special, unique moments that you guys had, like at a beach or something like that. Remember, you guys were born back in the 20s, so the world, today's world needs some perspective. We don't know how it was back in the 20s and 30s growing up. So, like, let's do that. How was it growing up in back in the day? Let's go there.
Well, let me tell you a few things about that you probably don't even remember.
Okay.
I know you didn't experience them. When I was a little girl and we were going out to, Mother and Daddy they didn't live on the farm, of course, if they were married. They lived in Trenton, but we would always go out to 206 because that was our homestead, so to speak, because Grandpa was Dr. Russell's farmer, and his sister, who was Aunt Mattie was the homemaker for Dr. Russell and his wife and his family. As a matter of fact, Aunt Mattie was responsible for me getting funds to go to college because my parents couldn't afford to send me, but Aunt Mattie asked Mrs. Russell if she wouldn't pay for my college tuition.
Who's Miss Russell?
Mrs. Russell was Dr. Russell's wife, and they had the big mansion, or whatever you want to call it, on 206, for whom my grandfather and my aunt worked for. They were their employers.
Okay.
All
right, thank you.
And of course, what did I know? I was a kid. But Aunt Mattie, I was always good in school. I was on the honor roll much of the time.
So, Nana, you never got any bad grades? We got to be honest to the people. People need to know the truth. Because I got a couple bad grades.
I was always on the honor roll or close to the honor roll.
Okay.
So because I had such a good reputation, never got in a fight, I was teacher's pet sometimes.
Oh, so you did the apple on there? You did the apple? You know, place the apple on the teacher's desk? Did you do that?
We probably couldn't afford to bring the teacher an apple.
Wow. Okay, so talk about that. Talk about the...
Well, I'm saying...
Okay.
And the thing, at that time, people were... We were poor, but everybody didn't feel... You didn't feel poor because we were all in the same boat. We all had... it was Depression time. It was different. But you lived in an area, there were different areas where all black people lived, and most of them were middle-class citizens. We had in our block where we lived, the first black doctor in the city lived on the street. We had first black policeman lived on the street. teach. You know, they were what I call our black minister of our church. His little home was on our street, and so we were poor, if you say financially, but we didn't know we were poor. We would consider ourselves middle-class black people. But as a little girl talking about Trenton, you wouldn't know this, but there was a Castagna Dairy had a facility on Warren Street, and at that time they would deliver milk from house to house, and they would put a bottle of milk on your porch if you ordered it. And but they had the carriages were drawn by horses.
Okay.
And
So
then,
milk was delivered back in that day.
right, milk was delivered to your house. They had a dairy. There was also a Kern's ginger ale.
All right, just
place.
just real quick.
But then
for people joining in, my grandmother is 99, and we're going through some.
Right, and then what you all didn't experience, there was a trolley that ran.
Oh, you had a trolley
We had
here
a
in Trenton?
trolley that ran from Trenton to Lawrenceville.
Wow.
So they would come back and forth from Trenton on a trolley car.
Okay.
Right, it was a trolley car.
Okay.
Because they didn't have a car. You know, they didn't have a car. But I remember when the first car they got, we have a picture somewhere, it was an old, great Ford. I don't know what it was. It was like a sedan. It was shaped like a sedan. It had no top on it.
Right.
It was like
Nana, were you driving, or you were a passenger?
These are childhood memories.
Okay.
These
Well,
are childhood memories.
Make sure
right.
where we at.
And eventually, the trolley tracks were removed, and
Okay.
then they began to have bus service.
All right.
But yeah, when I was a little girl, there was a trolley. And the trolley would take you from Trenton to Lawrenceville, and I guess all the way up to Princeton.
Okay,
Wherever.
okay.
See? And your milk, as I say, you had horses. I remember horses
Here in Trenton.
here in Trenton.
All right. We had horses, y'all, here in Trenton.
We had Trenton on because the dairy was on North Broad Street, right across from the Battle Monument,
Okay.
alongside the canal.
All right.
So when Betty was the first one to go out away from the city to go to college. Because as I say, I went to Trenton State College, and I would go get the bus. I would go. Mother would fix my lunch, and I would walk up to the corner of Pennington.
Real quick, Nana. What would your lunch consist of back then?
Oh, Mother would have a sandwich and maybe a piece of fruit.
What type of sandwich?
Well, I like bologna sandwich.
Bologna.
All right. Peanut butter sandwiches. And my friend Evelyn Green, we were in the same class. Evelyn lived in another part of town near a Jewish store. And I'd look at her lunch and she'd look at mine, and she would always have these nice crusty rolls, Jewish rolls. So sometimes I would talk her into switching.
Oh, really?
She would give me her sandwich and I would give her mine.
Okay.
Right. Well, that was back in. And when I went to college, when I graduated from high school, I was 16.
Okay. Wow. Wait. Okay. You were 16 when you graduated high school?
Right. And when I graduated from college, I was 20.
Whoa. That's what's up. Oh, did you have Jewish roles growing up? Jewish roles? Because you mentioned something about...
Well, I was saying, my friend, when we went to college, we were going to college together, and we didn't live in the dorms. We had to go every day to the college. See,
okay.
We
But
were
you
not
mentioned
living
something
on
about
the
a
couch.
Jewish community.
And, I like those. My friend, she and I are still friends. She's 100 years old. But she would bring her sandwiches. She lived in South Trenton near the Jewish store.
Right. So
I lived
the
in
Jewish
North
store.
Trenton.
Did you get things from the Jewish store, like food and stuff there?
Well, she lived down there. I didn't live down there.
Okay. All right.
That was where she lived.
I didn't know if you got to try their delicacy, whatever that was. That's
No, we had a Jewish grocer who lived on a corner of our neighborhood. His name was Jack Berkowitz.
Jack Berkowitz.
And he was a very nice real dealer, because lots of times, you could run your bill up, during the week he'd put your bill on a bill, and at the end of the week you'd pay your bill.
Okay.
But talking about Betty, so when Betty graduated from college, of course, she got a job, as I say, teaching at Clinton. And I was 4 years out of
college.
Right. and I was working. At that time, I think I didn't have a job teaching, but I was what they call a intern.
Okay.
We had, back in the 30s.
Back in the 30s?
Back in the 30s, a school was built for for the black children in Trenton. And it was called the New Lincoln School. And it was on Montgomery Street.
Okay.
So on Bellevue Avenue was what they called the New Lincoln Annex. That was a small school that had been there, an old school. And I attended that school through 3rd and 4th grade.
And this was 19...
Whatever, if you do the math.
Okay, because you born in 1921, so we'll save the math, but go ahead.
I was there for 3rd and 4th grade. Then I was transferred because they only had the 4 grades at that school.
Okay.
Then I went over to the New Lincoln School, and oh, what a beautiful school it was. It was the most beautiful junior high school in the city.
Okay.
And it had, I don't know if you wanted me to just describe all
Yeah,
of it.
go.
But the school
Indulge.
The school had a beautiful auditorium with seats that were fastened to the floor. They were not fold-up chairs. It had a stage for performances, and it had dark red velvet drapes. It had a separate gymnasium.
Nana, we just say gym now, but okay, go ahead.
Well, it was a gym.
That's all right.
Then it had a separate swimming pool. It had a cafeteria where the lunches were prepared by a lot of the mothers were hired to fix the lunches, and so the children could have lunch there. You could bring your lunch, but you could buy your lunch there. Everybody, as I recall, every child got a half a pint of milk. I think they just gave us that. I think it was.
So you drank a lot. You drank a lot of milk growing up, because I haven't heard any other beverages.
Yes. We all drank a lot of milk because everybody got a half a pint of milk every day. So you drank it. Some kids, I couldn't believe it, would throw the. Didn't like it, they would throw it away. But I drank milk.
Okay.
Plenty of milk.
Plenty of milk. You hear that, folks? Plenty of milk.
And so that was a very good experience. Well, they thought that when I finished, left there from the 4th grade, I had a 5th grade over at the New Lincoln School.
Okay.
Her name was, never forget her. You ever forget her? I can't think of her name. She was my 5th grade teacher, Miss Banks.
Miss Banks, okay. And this is the 4th grade.
This was in 5th grade.
Oh, 5th grade. Oh, we're at the 5th grade. Okay, go ahead. Continue.
Evidently I impressed them so much that they skipped me from 5th grade to 7th grade. I didn't ever do the 6th grade.
Oh, really? Daddy, you didn't tell me you were a bona fide genius.
Well, they thought I was. I don't know if I was or not. So
good, you skipping grades. I didn't know. Do tell.
I skipped the 6th grade. So from the 5th grade, I went right into 7th grade. So I was there 7th, 8th, and 9th grade. I graduated 9th grade. And I remember we had a 9th grade prom.
Now.
And I made my dress because at the meantime, all these years, I liked to sew. I just loved to sew. We had a sewing class. I guess that was in 9th grade. We learned how to sew. And
so you created this dress, right?
So I wore this dress.
Now, Nana,
walked
how revealing was it? Did you have a split?
No.
Did you show a little something? Tell the truth. Now the people got to know.
Little simple straight. Remember, it was yellow, and I think it was dotted Swiss. And it had just little short sleeves. And I lived at that time we lived on Bellevue Avenue, and the school was on Montgomery Street, which is a good 4 or 5 blocks away. I remember walking through the streets. I don't think Dad had a car. Walked through the streets to the school to go to the prom, little prom. We had 9th grade prom.
So who did you dance with, Nana?
And I didn't have a date.
Nana, that's not what I asked you.
And
I
tell
said,
you the truth, I remember standing by the wall. I don't think anybody danced with me. I don't remember any
You
particular.
sure, Nana? You sure?
I'm telling you, well, in ninth grade, and at those times, those little black boys, they didn't even know how to dance. Some of them.
Oh, they didn't know how to dance. Nana, they didn't know how to dance. They didn't know how to serenade or.
No, I don't remember any of that. I don't even remember having anybody that I considered a boyfriend.
I didn't.
Then.
All right, let's continue.
But
Nana.
I'm just saying. Now there's some other situations, but I don't know whether we'll get off the track or not. But there were boys in the area neighborhood who liked you. I remember when we lived at 41 Bellevue Avenue. I was always, when it was my turn to do the dishes, I'm in the kitchen, and one of the boys, my neighbors, they had some boys. He lived next door, and I had a window so he could see me at the window wash the dishes.
Oh, he could see you, huh? Through the window.
And so he was always trying to come over. He'd climb the fence to come over and sing.
Whoa, he climbing fences? Oh, we got brothers climbing fences for love. Hear that, man? You got to climb a fence.
A joining fence, and he was nice. We never dated or anything, but he just, you knew he liked you.
Right.
He liked me all his life, and I liked him as a person, And I met his wife years ago, and interesting, because when he passed away, she was a member of our church, and one day she came and she says, "Hey, here I have something for you," and she handed it to me. It was a little picture of me that her husband had, and she gave it back to me.
Oh, for real? The husband kept a memento.
I guess she found it in the.
Did you hear that Facebook? Her this gentleman's wife caught him with a picture of my grandmother and gave my grandmother the picture back. Nana, you dangerous. Nana, you dangerous.
Well, no, this was after he died and going through his. But we never.
Apparently, he had a little hidden shrine.
That was so long.
Called Vera Vaughn Williams Way.
We were friends,
and he was there. Yeah.
But we never dated or anything.
Okay.
Yeah, we just.
So you had quite a few admirers.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, that was the way it was.
So Nana. She could go for a minute. I don't want to miss it. I gotta go. All right. So here we go.
Back to Betty.
No, we're gonna stop now. This is enough. This is about Nikki. T Ross is right. T Ross is right. We got this is enough. This is sample size. Facebook. We're gonna try to do this on YouTube. So stay tuned. But for right now. Happy birthday, Nikki. I love you. Your brother is here for you. You know it to be true. My bad. I got caught by one of these messages here. Nana, what do you want to say to Nikki?
Nikki, I want to say, forgive me for not remembering. That was
Uncle. Whoa. T. Ross, good look. Uncle Ted, we got to say, happy birthday to Uncle Ted, because it was also his birthday too today. Because that's Nikki. Nikki's Facebook. Nikki's godparents are my Aunt Betty, which is my grandmother's sister, whose birthday is today, and my Uncle Ted, who is my grandmother's sister's husband,
who's my brother-in-law,
who's her brother-in-law. Mm-hmm. Yes. So happy birthday, Uncle Ted. Happy birthday to Aunt Betty. Happy birthday to Nikki. Okay.
And I went by to visit Aunt Betty.
Oh, you did?
Yes, the other day.
Oh, wow.
And I have her a picture of her resting stone on my cell phone.
Nice.
Nice. Very nice. It's very, very nice. Yes, she was a lovely sister, and we weren't. We lived different lives pretty much because she had her circle of friends and I had my friends. Mm-hmm. She was a home economic teacher, but she didn't like to sew. Right. I was the sewer, but she loved to cook, so she was the best cook.
Now this is the time we exit. Okay, I know you ramped up. I know you hype. I just want to give Facebook a piece of you, so they will want more. But this is one of the most influential women in my life. Facebook. This is the key to my salvation here. All right, I am back. I'm fully go. I'm Team Vaughn, Team Williams, you name it. I'm here. Omar Williams, is saying, I am my sister's keeper. I love you, Nikki Williams. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Go ahead, sing. You gonna sing? Go ahead, Nana.
You. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, sweet Nikki. Happy